Alright, and the cloak that I want drops out of this quest. Wake me up inside. It's the summer cloak. Strength, insightful strength, and double strike. Really, really powerful effect. Maybe I'll pull one. I also could have bought more hirelings. But I think I still have some Arethias. Yeah, I do. That doesn't matter that much.
Then you realize that Lord Arden is missing.
Here we go. Load up all the defensive stats. I'm still drinking these potions of greater protection from evil. There's no way around that. Also, important note, Legendary Rally is going to start hitting for many thousands of damage, so you should be excited for that one. At least I am. Many thousands of damage feel good. It makes the brain tickle, you know? As I said, everything that I'm doing with this character is something you can do yourself. This character I played by myself. I got no help from anybody. I made a brand new character, and this is Hardcore League. And it's Fighter, which traditionally is one of the worst soloing classes. So, if you watch the whole series of videos, you should have all of the necessary knowledge to get through the entire game and get to this exact point that I have. Which is cool. I like that. It's not like some of the other build guides where it's like, oh yeah, you need this item and this item, you gotta do this, you gotta go here, where you might not know how to do that, or, you know, maybe it's got like a skill you don't have. This is Fighter. I'm just clicking the skills. I'm literally just clicking the monsters. If you can't click the mouse, then you can't play this character. But if you can click the mouse, you should be pretty good. Like, most of it is just this. See my guy, how he's doing this? Yeah, click the mouse. And we all know you gold rolled to here? True. I did just gold roll to here, yeah. Could you imagine gold rolling that much? Is a bowl of cereal soup? No, it's not. Soup is cooked. It's hot. Soup is served warm. Yeah, everyone mentions gazpacho, but nobody's ever eaten gazpacho. But what about gazpacho? Doesn't even exist.
You've recovered the frosted cerise for the ritual. You've recovered both the loot and the
oatmeal cereal, and oatmeal can be hot?
No.
Well, yeah, because it's grain.
Melody hidden Lord Arden. You notice a magical energy streaming from a distant point. Perhaps that contains the secret.
Things can be more than one thing, right? So that's everybody should know this because Venn diagrams are you know, taught very early in the education process. That you know, things can be more than one thing. You can have something that is both a cereal and a soup, like a hot bowl of porridge. But you can also have some things that are not other things, like a cold bowl of you know, what do you call it? It's like Cheerios with milk or something. Important note, I'm not like a doctor, so I don't really care too much about this. So for me, I just think that cold, not really soup, or especially if it's not cooked. Important note, I could be wrong about this, but I am under the impression that a gazpacho, a soup that no one in this entire chat section has ever had, but they will reference, is likely, I'll look it up, but I don't think it's prepared cold. Pretty sure it's served cold. As in, you prepare the thing, and then you let it cool, and then you eat it. But I'm going to look it up, because I'm curious.
Cadence prepares for battle.
Thrice damned adventurers never know when to quit. I should have seen that you can't trust the pixie to do a hag's work.
Cadence finishes.
As in, it is cooked. Like we talked about this before. If you make a salad by chopping up some vegetables and throwing them into a bowl and putting some dressing on it, are you cooking? You're not cooking, because cooking is the application of heat to a product. To cook something is to apply heat for your food product. Gazpacho making. How do I do this? A recipe. Let's see.
Cadence tries to surrender.
Get a bunch of stuff. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. This is not a recipe, dude. What is this? That's the worst recipe ever. It just went on the thing and it has no recipe. Fill a pot with water, set over high heat, and bring to a boil. Case closed.
feystack.
Also, I did not get the cloak by money.
First, lay the loot. Then, grind up the flowers roots.
Anyway,
Last, burn the roots.
cover and
along
chill
with
for
the
2 hours and up to
flowers
overnight.
to name.
It's just a soup is a liquid
You
food,
play
especially
a
with meat,
brief
fish, or
melody
vegetable
on
stock.
Pearson's
It's base
lute.
and often
You
containing
mash
pieces
the
of solid
flowers
food.
roots into a pulp with little effort.
Well, assuming if you put bacon
Small
bits in your cereal, probably.
Then drop
Probably
the
qualifies
cooked
as a soup then.
roots and Lord Arden's true
I mean, why not?
name into
You can do whatever you want.
completing
Guys,
the
this is America. You can
As the
call
smoke
whatever you want a
rises,
soup, and you can eat
Lord
whatever you want.
Arden's eyes open. He springs out of the bed. Lord Arden thanks you for
Let's see,
awakening him
non-cooked
from his
version.
curse. He urges you to
Except,
speak
first of
with
all,
him
I can't
back in
even
Windwood
go
Hall in the waking world.
to this website because I have to sign up and make an account before I can even read the website. Because it's on the New York Times. So I'm gonna be honest, because I can't read it unless I make an account on their website. I think, honestly, fake news. If it wasn't fake, I'd be able to read it for free. So, gotta be fake. Here we go. And in a bowl of water, would that be soup? Yes. It would be, if you've ever had a bath before, you've made a ewe soup.
group of redcaps guards the gate ahead. It's strange that a noble of the summer court would retain those violent,
Important note,
unpredictable creatures as servants.
When it comes to, like, you know, this type of discussion, language is a tool for communication, right? So it's about understanding, helping you understand other people and other people understand you. You are within your own rights to call
To protect it.
a bowl of cereal with milk in it soup.
With the
You are,
dryad
everyone else is
surrounded
also
by
within their own rights to
rocks
misunderstand you
like a stone.
and think you sound weird or call you an idiot. It's important. Communication matters. So if somebody comes into your house and you say, "Oh, would you like a bowl of soup?" And they go, "Yeah, actually, that'd be really nice." Because it's like a cold day. They just came in. Like, "Yeah, that'd be good. I'd love a bowl of soup right now. That'd be fantastic. Could I have one?" And you give them a bowl of cold cereal.
A snack. A frivolous request, it seems.
That's your fault.
Yet, in the Feywild,
That's 100% your fault for deceiving somebody. Not following the colloquialisms or the general structure. It's the same thing. Like if you know, if you say, "Oh, hey, do you want a sandwich?" And somebody goes, "Yeah, I'd love a sandwich." And you give them a hot dog and they get and they're disappointed. You created this circumstance. You are responsible for the things that you do.
Friends, I am Riddlelock. Come, let us talk.
So yeah, like the general use case is kind of the most important thing. It's the same thing with like people who will speak using either like old-timey words or words that aren't really in circulation anymore. Again, it's something you can do. You just have to accept the fact that there will be people who will go, "What did you say? Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what does that mean? I don't understand the words that you just said." Let's see. Blending in things. By the way, I didn't
Disagree, Strim. The only thing that matters is what takes up space and adds mass.
what takes up space is mass. That's true. Yeah. Big fan. I'm a massive fan, actually. Important note, I wasn't the whole thing about New York Times and the fake news was just a joke. I'm sure you can make a gazpacho without ever cooking it. And I'm sure there are probably lots of soups that are called soups that haven't been cooked. Beyond the Rift Sporkle? I don't think so. Like I said, I'm all just about communication. If you make communication harder for yourself and others, then, you just have to examine what your personal goals are. I do make communication harder for myself and others. I will very often on this live stream mispronounce words on purpose because I think it's really funny when people get riled up. A lot of people will get like really upset. Can I join you before you pull the name chest in case you get that ring?
them holds up a hand to hail you.
Strangers.
The problem is that if I let you do that, it's no longer a solo run. I haven't had a single person in my party at all. So I apologize. I'm gonna say no.
And spare their lives, even at the risk of your own.
I know. I could pull it, and I know it would feel really bad because I'm saying no. I just really don't want to taint the video. If it makes you feel better, there's a really high chance I'm not going to pull it. Or just like make Strim all candy wampus and discombobulate it? Exactly. Yeah, I apologize. I just really don't want to taint the image of the video. Was the master of making salads that didn't involve lettuce? There you go. You don't need lettuce to have a salad. Unless you do need lettuce to have a salad. As I said, it's all about just like, just good communication. So, you can say whatever you want. This is America. If you want to call something cold a soup, go for it. But you also understand that people can get mad at you. It's like the whole thing where, you know, tomato is actually a fruit and not a vegetable. It's like, well, you know, tomato is actually a fruit and not a vegetable.
Yes, you fool, I'm still
But,
here.
you know, somebody might not want chopped up tomatoes inside their fruit salad. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Depends.
Who told you the Prince of Frost
Yeah, communication
wanted you
matters.
dead? Me?
Like, the definition of words does actually matter, but the definition of words also changes a lot. And also regionality, so your specific location where you are on Earth, matters a lot to the definition of a word, because one thing might mean something in one place and something different in another.
I do Hersum's bidding, but no. Guess I just have to carry all myself now.
Okay, I don't think it's her. Is it? No, she glowed blue. But this hasn't glowed blue. I can see them all. This one went blue. This one has not gone blue. It's this one.
Think again. Yep.
There she go. Hey, what's up? What's up? Playing this. I didn't correctly strike her. I didn't succeed. Oh man.
My only rope. Still.
My DC on charge, dire charge 69. Nice.
After a moment, the
Vision doesn't change the fact that tomatoes have seeds, so they're a fruit.
Who was that?
Sure.
What's going
But again, it's all about how you communicate with people. I did not pull the item, but I did get a Night Revels key if you want it. Like I said, it's entirely about communication. If you say something to somebody and they understand you, then that's really all that matters. They did a pretty bad job of being a fruit. I don't know, tomatoes are pretty good. They're tasty, they're sweet.
The party here is
They grow on a plant.
and Cascading Springs Cottage is clearly the worse for wear.
They don't have teeth.
Harry Housman waits to raucous status.
I'm not out here defending tomatoes as like the greatest product, but you know, every once in a while, I'll like a tomato on like a sandwich, tomatoes in a salad, especially like them little cherry tomatoes. Important note about this quest, Endless Revels. The monster you might not think that will instantly kill you will. Pixies. Pixie enchanters cast Prismatic Spray. When Prismatic Spray rolls blue, which is one of the 7 chances, or yeah, it's not blue, indigo, you are bounced to another reality, which instantly kills you. Bear in mind that all the Pixie enchanters use this on all difficulties and epics. You must have Deathblock, or you're going to die. That's why I have Deathblock. There was a time where it would actually bypass Deathblock. It does not anymore, but there was a time where it did do that. I still hear people saying that it bypasses it, so just to quell any misinformation, it is in fact you know, not, that is not the case. So quell the misinformation.
What
If you have
if I
Deathblock,
wanna
you
hang
cannot be
out
killed
in
by
the
it.
other reality cause it's cool?
I mean, they did use a blue beam on you, and blue is usually related to cool. Gonna bet on Aurum roll? No, we did that already, and we did the last one of the calendar year. Well, not the last one of the year. Because the, unfortunately, the daily gold rolls are going away! Year's the wrong word, but yeah. Blue fire is hot. In DDO, blue fire is actually cold, because it's cold fire. Like fire shield cold, it's cold fire. And it's cold. Like fire, but cold. The key is in here, and so is the Displacer Beast. Fun. This thing has so many hit points. On Epic Elite, this thing has 500,000. Why? I have no idea. It does. So if you ever want to do a DPS test and you need a monster to beat up for an hour, use your beast. It moves around all the time, so it's annoying to fight. Whoa, die. Displacer Beast. Anyway, now he's back up in the corner. He can't go anywhere. He's stuck. Gotcha. Hey, I got a Pharaoh Crystal comment. Dude, if I pull a Pharaoh Crystal Bastard Sword, that would be so sick.
Someone was trying to hide it.
Because a Pharaoh Crystal Bastard Sword, it can't be broken, which is nice. Moves Displace, he moves that place. Displacer Beast, not a dat placer beast.
This monster is really annoying. It keeps going to displace and dat place and all over the place.
Damn it.
It's even more surprising
Great minds
to
think
find a
alike.
Sphinx sitting in the middle of it.
Got him, dude. Destroyed. Also, these things, on all difficulties, cast Iceberg, which is a big hit of cold damage. It hurts real bad. Have magic resistance rating. Or, crazy idea, have a shield in your inventory you can strap on to take reduced damage from hits that require reflex saves.
Dry as a bone. This large barrel is marked Flash Boom Powder in large letters.
Also,
In even
we just
larger
recruited somebody
letters
named
below
Milk
are
Fan.
the words, "Keep away
I mean, I
from
like
open
milk.
flame."
Do I? I don't really drink milk anymore. It's been a while since I've actually just had milk. I have some personal vendetta. I just, at one point in my life, I had oat milk in my coffee, and it was so much better. Currently, I'm actually putting eggnog in my coffee, and it's even betterer. Oh, eggnog in the coffee.
The partygoers turn to pork as a spectacle. It's a simple task to remove the sign. Potatoes are still distracted by the recent fireworks. You deftly replace the cottage sign with the sign from the library.
Every level I get, my character gets so much extra damage. My god.
The master of the Revels reluctantly agrees to leave.
Is that all of them? That's all of them.
It's a deal. It's
Nothing.
true. We'll leave. But
For 3 Primal for Iceberg. Core 3 of Primal is also good for Iceberg. 15% Elemental Absorption is what that does. So all the elements, like the fire, cold, ice, those elements, 15% absorption. Quite good. Yep, fools rarely differ. Hmm. I don't even know how I'm yawning right now. I drank an energy drink like 2 hours ago. It's actually not uncapped protection. It just sets it to 625.
Enter the grove the
So it's a bug.
villagers
They have to
told
fix
you
it.
about.
So it can be.
Spot a
It can go above
small
that.
encampment in the distance.
Well met, travelers.
A hearty voice.
So the level cap went from 30 to 32. It should have increased,
Are you here to
and it
help
didn't.
us slay the
It's also
great
unaffected by
beast?
spell cast level increases from the other stuff, or from like your epic lives. It should be 25 per level. So at 32 plus the extra 5 caster levels, it should be 37. And 37 times 25 is 925, and it's not. It's 625. So it's literally off by 300.
It sits menacingly.
The night whispers to you.
Talk to me about
To your surprise, spindly legs rise from the dirt, and the windmill lurches forward.
Now this is where I need trip.
The gemstone cracks,
Perfect.
and the windmill shudders.
So I can drop the dog underneath this. Actually, I don't think I need to move. I actually need to let it in. So that's going to come over here. Perfect.
Another
Almost
gemstone
there.
cracks, and
Now
the
just come back over here and let it
windmill
sit. And the gemstone thing should spawn somewhere here. Should be good. This should be good. This should hit it no matter where it spawns in. And boom. And that's that quest done. Minute and 34 seconds. Oh, yeah. Important note, if you are doing this on Reaper mode, you actually have to kill 10 monsters before you finish that. Reserves is great for Iceberg. Oh, 100%. Yeah, very, very good. Like, it's still a good ability. It just doesn't work properly.
Me if you'd like to help a little further. Somehow, I feel the culprit is still nearby.
I should probably take heart seeds now, because I can get them. Heart seeds are used for epic reincarnation, which sets you from 30 to 20 and gives you a bunch of stats. Epic past lives are the best past lives in the game. They give you more stats than anything else. So if you're going to be going for one past life, I would recommend going for epic past lives first. Or at the very least, I do the combo plate, where you go from 1 to 30, and then you do an epic reincarnation down to 20, and then you do a regular reincarnation down to 1, because you can do them back to back. And so you go from level 1 all the way up to level 30 with your character, and then all the way down.
This sudden change in the climate surely wasn't natural.
Go zoom. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of important things to note about staying alive in some of these quests. Things you can do to protect yourself a little bit better than others. I'm going to be doing a couple more risky things because I'm pretty tanky, but I'll note where things you should probably like tone it down and not do the same risk that I'm doing.
This and dip.
Yo, Favorite Saver, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the sub. I hope you're doing well. Take care. Thanks for the Prime sub, dude. 21 months. Damn. Damn! That's a lot of subs. That's a long time. I always forget about the fact that as I continue streaming into the future, and I stream for longer and longer time, that people's sub streaks will get longer and longer, assuming that they actually stay here and continue to watch, which I think is the coolest. I am so grateful for all the people that have been watching for a very long time. That blows my mind. I'm trying to think of all the content creators that I've continued to watch over time, over the longest times. And there's very few content creators that I have watched for like years and years and years and years. Because usually I'll like just at some point you either lose interest with their content or just kind of forget about the fact that they exist. Not intentionally, just sometimes it happens, you know? Either they start doing something that you're not as interested in. Like imagine if I spent like a 3-month period where I started playing a different game. Probably half of you guys would just immediately be like, well, it's not DDO anymore, so I gotta go. And then on top of that, sometimes just other things grab your attention. Maybe you're not interested in DDO anymore. Maybe things change because your life changes because you're a grown-up. You know, you end up having to do a whole lot of different things. It's interesting. And so I'm just very grateful for the people that have continued to tune in and continue to enjoy the content. It makes me feel special and wonderful. And fills me with so much joy. Enjoy watching, just can't chat further. Yeah, no worries, dude. Don't worry.
This door leads out to the windward balcony.
See, I find it really funny that you're enjoying playing Fallout 76. I can't play it out of just like a sheer from just the sheer knowledge level of I know how the game, you know, was released and produced. So I feel like there's like something morally wrong about playing Fallout 76, given its launch.
Just as you open your mouth to reply, he attacks.
Also, I'm just lazy. I don't want to learn something new. That's it. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Good old Rorschach. Play Cyberpunk. It's quite a bit since launch. I don't think Cyberpunk was as bad as Fallout 76.
Without any hard feelings, you hope.
Cyberpunk was disappointing because it was released heavily early and missing some features. But Fallout 76 had even more launch problems with it. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen it. There's that video of that guy that like put up the 1001 bugs of like Fallout 76.
You step out into the snowy garden. A peculiar
but then there was also all the stuff that went around launch, especially with like a lot of the specialty and novelty items that they released with it.
The flower crumples away.
How upset people got about a lot of the associated products that they were supposed to get. Good times. Very distinctly decent, but not a great game. Yeah.
And
I assume that's the case with a lot of games. They've already spent the money, so they're like, well, we've already spent $10,000. Might as well, or 10,000, $10 million making this game, or $100 million making this game. We might as well keep going.
into the ballroom itself. To your surprise, ballroom
It's the same thing as like New World. So, shocker to some people that don't have me on Steam. I bought New World because it was on sale.
snarls the principal.
Probably sometime later this year. So like, I think August, September. I'm probably just gonna go play a bunch of New World because New World is getting better. The player count is going up, and they're actually taking the time to make the game good. Oh, the blow dryers. What the hell is that sound? Yeah, it should be a good time. This is my stream. That was very fun. Later, Fatassi. Enjoy your sleep. Thank you for tuning in. I usually don't stream this late. I just started streaming late today because I couldn't stop playing Path of Exile. I do apologize for that. I literally couldn't pull myself away from it. It was really bad. Game is too good.
Speaking with her is the next
I said I
step
don't need your
in
help.
solving
But yeah,
this
thank you for
problem.
tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed your first live stream, and who knows, maybe we'll see you again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Important note, if you're tuning in and you're enjoying the content, I will be gone for a week. I'm taking my first vacation in the 3 years because I haven't taken time off since I started live streaming full time. One, because of the absolute fear that if I take any amount of time off, my relevancy will disappear, and I will have to go back to working a real job as opposed to spending all my time playing video games and trying to be entertaining and putting out content for people to enjoy and learn to play Dungeons & Dragons Online with. But also, because I'm just not good at moderation and self-control, as I talked previous Path of Exile example. So yeah, I will be going on vacation. I will be gone for a week. During that time, there will be YouTube videos going up on my YouTube channel for the entire time I'm gone. So you'll have something new to watch every single day, and it should be entertaining for you. But yeah,
It's
a good time.
Follow her there, so she can help you search for clues about the culprit.
Moderate to severe entertainment. Yeah, it's good. Moderate to severe. I like that.
Clearly, you didn't
You don't get that description very often. Also, you don't have to do this optional, but I might as well. There's a rare chest back here. This chest that I'm about to do, I didn't talk about it. I haven't talked about it this quest at all. But this chest that I'm doing is a named chest. So it can drop a named item. So even though this is an optional, it's great if you're trying to farm out Frosty Reception. You always want to do this chest as well as the final one to get the named items out of them. I agree. It would be nice if more optionals gave named loot drops. I don't think that every optional needs to be heavily rewarding. We've had a discussion about this before. Not that I don't think optionals should be rewarding, but I think that it's okay to have optionals that are either story adjacent or just to add more to the quest, to give you more things to explore that you do once and you don't have to do them every time. If you had to do every optional every quest or you felt obligated, playing DDO would become tiring. You'd be spending basically too much time per quest with not enough variety, especially during the TR path. So I think that it's kind of good that not every optional is necessary, but every optional does add something to a quest and is fun to experience it at the very least once.
Dame Allegra stands in the center of the garden. She lets out a low chuckle.
Yeah, the optional at the end where you have to wait 5 minutes just to get your treasure. This lady, Dame Allegra, who is actually Cadence, has Acid Well and Iceberg, both of which are very high powerful, high damage spells. Just keep that in mind if you're going to be fighting Cadence, which you are. You cast those two dangerous spells. Also, this monster right here, the Shambling Cerise, hits really, really, really hard on Epic Elite. Right now, apparently, it's only doing 25 damage to me, so I don't really care too much about that. But yeah, this thing actually hits really, really hard. On Reaper mode, when we do Reaper 4, this thing hits my tank for about 800 damage. And I have almost 400 physical resistance rating. So just keep that in mind. It hits very, very hard, very, very quickly. And on Reaper 10, because you usually can't hold aggro on that, you usually just have a ranged character just kind of kite it in a circle, where they just get aggro and they run in a circle and shoot at it.
One last frosted cerise flower.
I think they should copy the tour for optionals. more. I don't know. I disagree with that. I think that giving people... I think that optionals that add to quests are kind of cool. Doing them after the quest, the problem with that is it makes it much more difficult to convince people to do it, because once the quest is over, people are already looking towards the next adventure. Whereas if they're during the quest, it's easier to partition that amount of time in your mind. You're like, well, I guess I'll just do the next quest then. Like, well, I'm already here. Might as well just, you know, or like I finished this one, I'm going to be moving on to the next thing. The problem with Tor is that, let's say you want to do the Blue Dragon. When you finish the quest, you have to convince people, hey guys, let's do the Blue Dragon. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, I'm already done this, I'm moving on to the next thing. They don't want to miss out on the next group or the next adventure or the next whatever. If it's midway through the quest, it's like, hey, do you guys want to take a minute and do the Blue Dragon? Well, now we're partway through the quest. You're already in the mix of things. That's kind of the way I think about it, is when you hit an endpoint, it's easier to say no than during the middle. Does that make sense?
The open gateway of the abandoned lodge. You spot here, Sam, the Prince of Satyrs through the gate.
We meet again, Bear. I see you're still here, carrying out your duties. You know that
For sure. Again, I'm not saying that it can't be valuable optionals in the quest. I'm just saying that I think putting them at the end of the quest is a bad way to do it, because it can be difficult to retain people or to make that flash that decision right at the end.
I'm about to have a very important meeting here, and I don't wish to be disturbed.
I much prefer it if it's mixed in with the adventure as opposed to being the right at the end.
Old flea bag like yourself. Let's see. Yes.
That it came after? Oh yeah, for sure. I do like quests having unique optionals. As I said, some people want optionals to be worth more XP, and if you have optionals being worth too much XP, they stop being optionals and they become mandatorials, because you now have to do them because every group is doing them, and the average quest time to complete goes up. Again, not necessarily a bad thing, but also not necessarily a good thing either. Because gaming fatigue is like a real problem. There's a lot of people that can't spend too long sitting playing the game or doing one thing at a moment. And also people get fatigued when adventures go on for too long. It's the reason why, like, I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it's the reason why some people enjoy watching 20-minute TV shows, but they can't handle watching hour-long TV shows. Or they really like TV, but then really do movies. Because the length has a big part of an impact on that. Even though that same person might watch, 6 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine in a row, but then they say they don't really want to watch a movie. It's because of the partition. The smaller pieces make it easier to digest. Ooh, psychomolology. Or whatever. Maybe I could just force to join your adventure and complete optionals. Honestly, great idea. If they leave, their character gets deleted. But I agree. I like the idea of optionals having more of an impact. I think that the Giant Hold Horde dragons are very, very cool. That each one is like a special boss with their special drops. I do like that idea. Time for a movie, then watch 20 shows in a row. Yeah, exactly.
Massive figure looms in the murk ahead. You found one of the four moorings.
I just think that putting the optional close to the end, when people have the opportunity to, like, get off of the train, is a bad idea. Because you're just going to see less people doing the optional than if you put it in the middle, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't have any data to back what I'm saying. So this is all just conjecture, important note. I have no data that I'm working off of. The Reaver Red, you had to do it at some point. Yeah, you don't have to do it anymore. I also think raid flagging is a bad mechanic and should not be in video games anymore. We moved past raid flagging. Especially in games like DDO. It's very annoying. Like, I think that encouraging players to get the chance to experience the game. So, for example, when we talk about raid flagging, an easy example is something along the lines of, like, if you want to do, Too Hot to Handle, you have to do all the Sharn quests, and that makes sense because, obviously, the Sharn raid, Too Hot to Handle, is directly related to the quests because it's all about the Forge Raids, and you learn about the story of the Forge Raids by doing the quests. So that makes sense why they're connected and why you would want to do one versus the other and why you have to flag for it. The flagging is the story, and the story is mandatory for the raid,
No, it took some doing.
which is fine.
Immortals
The first time
saved my ass.
ever.
But once
If
I was
video games had a account-wide flagging mechanic, I don't think flagging would be a problem. But most video games
and leave those
don't have account-wide flagging mechanics. It's usually character-wide flagging mechanics. So on your second character, you still have to do the flagging process. Even if you don't need to for equipment or for any other reason, you still have to do this like arbitrary walkthrough of content, which might not matter for some people. If you're the type of person that only plays one character when you play a video game, probably doesn't matter that you have to like reflag for the mechanic. Who cares? Because you only did it once. But some people do it more than once. And this is very common, especially if you're somebody like me, where you... oh, real quick. This trap, you explode whenever anything goes to a gem. This is going to kill you, so just be careful. Also, same with this. Explode. However, we can avoid all of this. This doesn't explode. This spawns ads. So, by letting this go, it spawns like a couple monsters. So there's monsters that spawn, but I can just walk away, which is nice. But as somebody who used to play, like, even World of Warcraft, I used to be in a raiding guild. And in one expansion, I role swapped 3 times. I changed class 3 times because of what was good for the guild and what was needed by the people that we were playing with. And so because I role swapped, I had to redo the flagging process every time. But I already knew it. I knew the story. I understood the characters. I knew what I was doing. I knew why I was there. But I had to do this thing, and it very quickly becomes more of a punishment than like something that feels like it should be mandatory. So I don't mind when the game asks you to flag one time as per a story purpose for like an account. Like that's something that's okay. But having to do it every time on every character, man, I hate that. So I'm not a big fan of raid flagging in pretty much any context. I would much prefer they don't require the flagging for you to have to do something, but instead, when you go to do a piece of content that somebody should know something about, the game tells you that. Like, imagine if you click on the raid to go do it, and then the game says, hey, by the way, you know, the story for this raid comes from this questline. If you haven't done this questline, it's strongly encouraged you do this questline. Are you sure you want to do this raid?
The gnome baker tells you that he doesn't have any owlbear butter. A gingerbread
Like relics
golem
anymore to do
created
tour?
has run off with his
No.
entire supply,
You don't.
along with a collection of
To do Giant Hold Tour, you have to complete Cabal for 1, Madstone Crater, and Prison of the Plains. Fight the Reaver? Nope, you just complete Giant Hold Tour. They also changed Giant Hold Tour. So Giant Hold Tour no longer has, like, the fight where you have, like, you have to split up the teams and fight the ancient skeleton warriors that are coming out at you. There's now, like, this, like, giant shaman you fight instead. So they changed how the fight works. And you just complete it. You used to have to do Crucible. So the 3 quests you'd have to do is you used to have to do Crucible, Madstone Crater, and Prison of the Plains. But too many people didn't like having to do Crucible every time because a lot of people don't like Crucible. And so they changed it to Cabal for 1. So now Crucible is the optional. Or not Crucible, sorry. Yeah, Crucible is the optional. You don't actually have to do the Crucible. Well, if you don't know how to do Crucible, I soloed it twice, this life on this character, by myself. Or with this fighter, pure fighter. So, if you want to see how to do Crucible by yourself, there's a check there. Pretty good. You know that blooded you before for the Reaver? Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. No, you just go kill the Storm Reaver.
You don the giant's gloves, reach deep inside the bear's mouth.
Hey, what's up, Cerebria? How are you doing? How's it hanging? You ever get that Divinarius dagger, by the way? Also, do you still need it? Asking very pointed questions. Just wondering, I don't know if I have more, I have more currency to give away later. Yeah, it's over. No more. I mean, you still do them once a week, just not once a day. Icemount Curse. Oh! My first named item today. Oh, I've been playing for 6 hours and I got my first named item. Holy moly. And it's a ranged item. Let's go. I'm in the country. Oh yeah, that's good. You know, head out for the New Year's, hang out, have a good time. Oh yeah, familiar with that one. I made a new character. I'm gonna show it off once I get once we finish off Feywild here. Funerary stuff and like. Think we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, that sucks, man. Anyway, so you've been a bit of a rough week, were you? You did? Via the Discord? Oh, you did? Oh, wow. I mean, I do enjoy that because everything here is covered in snow, and your pictures are not covered in snow, which is very confusing to me. You pulled 2 names out of the bank? That's true. I did pull these 2 items out of the bank. Look, I was given these items by other people. I want to use them before the hardcore is over. Also, Custom Robo? I don't know where Custom Robo is going to go, but they're going to go to a server and they're going to be there. Learn to a bow fighter? No, go away. Bad. Ranchland? Are you like nature-y picks? Who doesn't? Although, to be fair, the most recent nature-y pick that I saw was of, what was it? It wasn't Idaho. It was one of those flyover states that has nothing in it but nature. It wasn't Arkansas. It was like that beautiful mountain range. Where was that?
Time to find the source of the corruption, then ask to stop.
Oh, that's not true. I did pull some items in Ravenloft, yeah. Okay, I pulled 2 items in the Ravenloft. Wyoming, that's it. Yeah, it's Wyoming. Man, that mountain range in Wyoming looks so good. There's probably not a lot of else there, but that mountain range, whoa, that was a good looking mountain range. I mean, it's pronounced Arkansas, but again, I mispronounce things intentionally because it gets under people's skin and they get really mad. And also, it's just confusing because it's Arkansas, which is, there's another place in the United States called Kansas. Well, my understanding is that it's Arkansas because it's not specifically pronounced in English. That's not the English pronunciation of it. Like, if you were in English, it would be Arkansas, but it's not English. And that's okay. Things being spelled a certain way because they're being pronounced or from a different language is perfectly fine. Bass and base, just do whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. It's like, as somebody who, I live in Canada, so I live in the nation's capital. Here, there is equal amounts of French and English everywhere. And things will be pronounced differently, but based on French and English, not just like the actual words, but like the pronunciation will just be different. And as confusing as that may be, it's a part of different languages. So you just roll with it. There's no photographer. Some of the best example, kind of cool. Yeah, absolutely. Just take some time to explore. Take some time to yourself. Enjoy nature. Beautiful, beautiful nature. Man, I am just decimating these monsters now. What is this nonsense? Holy guacamole. Fighter feels so good now. Texarkana? I don't know what that is. Unless I just pronounce it wrong, because I said Texarkana, and that's not what it's called. Oh, okay. There's Kansas and Arkansas, just like Virginia and Virginia. True.
With the orbs gone, the second barrier collapses in on itself with an audible crackle.
Anyway, I'm just gonna keep driving my character around here. Ooh. Man. If I pull the shield out of here, that'd be kind of cool. Actually, the cloak would also be very cool. And the ring. I would use all the items that drop out of this quest. I would use the ring, the cloak, and the shield. All of them are good. Any Thornwright's been raging at you for the Highling yet? No. Never tribe. This pronounces it the way the tribe did. Oh, there you go. Okay, that sounds right. I don't have any issues with that generally. I don't really feel the need to rename stuff. If something already has a name, just use whatever the name is. Bring up the steering wheel. There we go. I can literally drive my way through hardcore.
With a single magic word, the Fomorian snapped the barrier back into place. However,
this guy is not super dangerous on this difficulty, but he's a lot more dangerous in the higher one. It's actually kind of funny to think that, like, I'm doing okay here, but if I turn it up to Epic Elite, the quests become dramatically harder, and I don't think I can actually do them. I mean, I might be able to stomach my way through, but it would be quite difficult. Oh, it's not the named item I wanted. I wanted the shield, or the cloak, or the ring, all of which I would use, but no. Black's Quest is a fantastic belt that I would be very excited to use, so we'll see. Being a PvE, I'm so really proud of myself for managing to clear a map and boss under the mirror, getting to the point where my DPS is too low for that, though. Some of the unique bosses and Beyond stuff is too mighty. Dude, the Beyond creatures are extremely dangerous. Beyond used to be, like, whatever, where the monsters would spawn in. Back when you had, like, Zetosh and a Baxoth and all those guys. Remember the first time I ever saw a Baxoth during Beyond League 1,000 years ago, when old man Strimtom used to play Path of Exile the first time. And, it was like, that was a big deal. When a Baxoth spawned, it was literally called a Baxoth at the end of all that is, because it was too hard to deal with. You couldn't. It was just too strong. And you had to run away, because it was just spawning everything and it had the powers of basically every single Beyond demon. And then it got to the point where before they updated Beyond, you would have Beyond in your map, and a Baxoth would spawn and die, and you wouldn't even see it. Because it would be dead so fast. It would just die in the AoE ball. The new Beyond demons are fast. They jump everywhere. They teleport. They have ranged attacks. They hit extremely, extremely hard.
She motions for you to speak with her.
And the Beyond lords are very, very dangerous if you don't know what to do with them. The only one I have no issues with is Baydat. Baydat is incredibly easy. Also, for those that didn't play Scourge, the current Beyond demons are the Scourge demons. I don't know why they haven't updated it to Scourge, because the Scourge mechanic basically summoned these Scourge demons, and the Beyond demons are now Scourge demons. So I don't know if they're ever going to bring the old Beyond demons back, or if, you know, they're just changing it up forever. I don't know. But yeah, there's Baydat and two other ones, and one of them is basically a giant mouth that just swallows you whole.
Complete the test. The Dryad joins the fray herself.
And it's not terribly difficult, but it can be difficult when you have too many things going on. I remember times this league where I was like running Blight, and because it's Blight on a Beyond map, you kill a bunch of blighted monsters, and then you spawn a blighted Beyond boss, and it's just trying to screw you up while you're doing the Blight. And you're like, oh, terrifying. Yeah. Ooh, level 32 just died. What? No, how? Rest in peace, how? Damn.
This is the Thornwright. The Thornwright explains that
oh, we got level 74.
Needle for Hirsum. A needle that now contains Hirsum's immortality. The Prince of Satyrs then took that needle.
Highs and lows. Highs and lows, man. Damn. Yeah, hate to see it. That's okay, though. Oh, so many people dying at that level. Yeah, I made a new character. It is a intelligence stacking Whispering Ice build. And its damage is very, very good. Pretty much the only way I can improve it now is just continuing to level up so I can spend more points in the trees. You want to do the splinter maps? Oh, sure. Yeah, I can run the maps. I don't know exactly what would be better. My Flicker Strike. I don't know what's better for Delirium. Flicker Strike or Whispering Eyes. I have no clue. Because the Flicker is very, very good at clearing huge amounts of monsters, and I've thought about doing Flicker for Delirium. Do Delirium and Beyond, but I went the other way. And farming the other stuff, so I don't know. It's honestly really, I don't know what the Flicker is really good for yet. I haven't really played it enough. I'm gonna keep playing it. Either I'm gonna keep playing it, or I'm gonna say like, hey Cruiser, Merry Christmas, and just give the guy like 35 divination orbs worth of gear for it. Be like, make a Flicker Striker. Here you go. I'm still crafting a helmet for it though. It's really fun. It's very fun to play. Where did she go? Beatrice, come here. Beatrice.
Oh, where did I put it? Where did it go?
Let me get my guy on passive. Important note, the reason why I'm doing this is I just hate, like, dragging Beatrice around. Like, where she just, like, continually runs away. So I'm just getting her stuck on this rock here. I'm going to do that every single time. Because, as I said, actually finding her and dragging her around the quest, I really hate this quest. I really hate Witch Hunt. And this way makes me hate Witch Hunt much less. Pull her up. Eventually she'll come up here. Here we go, and now she can't move. Once she's here, you can just beat her up, and she can't go anywhere. It's easy to find groups of Chronoscope.
Where did I put it? Where did it go? Is Beatrice looking for her car keys?
Honestly, does sound like somebody looking for her car keys. Is this like the way you're supposed to do this quest? Probably not. Is this the right way to do this quest? No, probably not. But is this the only way I'm going to do this quest? To retain my sanity? Yes. Oh yeah, Greater Shout. I can break that stun. See ya. And again, if you were doing this on R10, you would put her here, also summon the archers, do like all 4 archers right here, and then just lay into her. I'm going to get this guy to stand still. Go find the thing. Amazingly fun. I'm not even sure what it is that's getting you so into it. I find this Path of Exile League is better than most other Path of Exile Leagues I've ever played. This might be my favorite Path of Exile League they've ever done. Which is funny, because I also am not a huge fan of the actual league mechanic. Sanctum. Sanctum. I think it's okay. I just hate how punishing it is to like so many different build types.
Nearby tingles with magic. It seems to be coming from up above.
Missing note is here. Because loot actually drops. Also true. Loot actually drops as opposed to getting nothing most of the time. Yeah, like I had the idea of making a slower, slightly tankier build. And those dreams were absolutely dashed by the resolve mechanic. Here we go. Give me my treasure chest. Thank you. And here's your reward. Thanks. 61,000. Oh, yeah. Hate resolve. I don't necessarily hate it. I just think it could be done better in a lot of cases than it currently is. It is what it is. Gotta get some more water. Water for my internal organs. Gotta wait, well, Sea Lions, I need you not. In certain builds, my golems can take infinite damage because the resolve is only when you get hit. True, yeah. Like, for example, it's really easy on the Whispering Ice build that I'm playing, because the Whispering Ice build just kills everything. It's really easy on the Totem build that I'm playing, but on the Flicker Strike build, it's basically impossible to play because the Flicker Strike character, its defense system is entirely designed around getting hit. So like, whenever you get hit, because it's very melee and it doesn't do a lot of damage, per hit, but it does a lot of hits, so it's near the target for a little while. Whenever it gets hit, it heals for 3,000 energy shield every time I block, which is good. But it just means that that entire mechanic of healing whenever I block is useless, and block is useless, because just getting hit means I lose. So I actually can't do the mechanic on my Flicker Strike character. I just don't like it. Like, I get they were trying to do something different. Not that you can't do it on melee. Important note, you actually can do it on melee. Before I went to Flicker Strike, my character was running Double Strike instead, and on Double Strike it was no problem, because you just beat everybody up. And you can usually, like, instantly kill stuff. But on the Flicker, it's impossible. Because you just are too close to the monsters. They don't die fast enough. Get him out of here. Okay, I have 2 stuns. So I should be able to work my way through the monsters that pop out of the little boxes. Should be easy here, but we'll see. This quest can be quite annoying. What was that? Diamond of what? Oh, Diplomacy 20. Damn. It's a good diamond. That's a great diamond. I thought it was like strength something. Because you can get strength 14s out of here. And that would be a great upgrade for my character. Strength 14 on a diamond? Ooh-wee! That'd be an amazing upgrade. It's not this one, it's not this one, it's not that one. Which means it has to be this one down here. By the way, if you don't know where it's going to spawn, the treasure only spawns in a few places. This is 100% true and is never... So I'm not telling you a lie. It either spawns under this tree right here, or it spawns right here, or it spawns right here, or it spawns down here. Because I didn't see it in any of these places, it means it has to be this one. So I don't even need to check, I'm just going to pull it down. That is always the case. I've had people argue with me that it's not the case. I've easily done this quest over 100 times. It's always those ones. Unless maybe I'm just like so insanely lucky that, or unlucky that there's just several that I've missed. I just somehow managed to never get. No, don't, oh, fuck, shit.
The deer falls. Something stirs inside. And then a blink dog. The blink dog falls.
There you go, get this done. Oh, okay, we're good.
As it falls to earth, an egg
Alright, here, get an axe. Now, usually you would cast Dimension Door to get out of here. I don't have Dimension Door because I'm a fighter, so I'm hoofing it. So I'm just gonna find my way over.
Shadow sweeps down from the sky and flutters the needle out.
Better support gems and more energy shield? Yeah. Well, you said aren't you like CI with like 3,000 shield? Will not feel very good. I need to buy a new Watcher's Eye. Get rid of that buck. Hey, just cooking some meats. As the young Mark Zuckerberg would once said, smoking these meats. 4K? Yeah, it feels a little low. Both of mine are over 6,500. I have 2 energy shield chaos inoculation characters. Cool. I always like chaos inoculation. I think it's so cool. And the new trickster stuff makes it insanely easy to do because you get all the leech. This is just 2% of damage leached as energy shield.
The dragon disappeared through this portal, taking your prize with it. As you pursue the creature into the cave, you hear its excited voice up ahead.
Alright, so now we're going to come up here.
Adventurers in my lair.
Drop Aretha here. And then say, hello, greedy dragon. Now let's play a game.
We're gonna play hide and tag.
Now I wait.
So first, you close your eyes. No peeking. And count to
Honestly,
10.
pretty good.
And then find me and tag me. And then,
Let me find the dragon. So you'll notice I dumped Aretha up here. If you ever want to do this yourself, It's very easy. You just tag the dragon and then go hide on top of that thing. You can hide pretty much on top of anything, but this is an easy way to do it since you can do this with no jump because you need jump to climb on top of a lot of the other pieces in the room here. What you do is you just jump on top of this. Again, anybody can get here because you just climb up and jump onto this. No amount of jump matters. Stop. Stop killing the dragon. No. What are you doing? Well, I didn't get this optional because the hireling beamed him with a searing light. She's aggressive. She's a little bloodthirsty. She is just a little bloodthirsty, but it is what it is. Yeah, straight up. I think you're right, Doc Jekyll. I think you were right the whole time. I was like, oh yeah, maybe just smoking these meats, but no. She's not hungry for smoked meats. She's hungry for blood.
With Fearsom's precious needle and egg, you prepare to offer him a bargain.
Am I going to do all of Feywild and all of Raven or all of Sharn, and the only named item I'm going to get is this ranged item? It's really funny. And we'll do a pro bono. All right, good to know. Joey is a bad person. But yeah, clearly my hireling's not on the up and up. Only a Faye as a character witness? Yeah, it's a waste of time. One, calling a Fae as any type of witness, character witness or otherwise, is just a bad idea because you're going to try to get them to, once, be truthful about a statement, to create a truthful statement, or a statement of fact. And that's just a mistake.
Make your way deep into the Kelpie's underwater grotto, protected by the Eladrin's magics. Now, where is the lost key?
You know, you just say like, you know, describe the events that happened on this day. And all of a sudden your witness is going to break into either a song and dance or a limerick. Whoopsie. Honestly, that could work. Turn it into a game. I feel like most Fae would probably get down with that.
A magical light fills this chamber and glints off of something mounted to the back wall. The first lever is pulled.
This character getting up to level 40 or 31 it would be cool, because at 31 I get shield mastery or shield specialty, which gives me 15 physical resistance rating and 10% double strike chance, which is very, very good for this character.
Noise, distorted by the water, comes from further down the corridor. Sounds like growling.
Very good.
A magical barrier blocks the main.
Yeah, at this point now, I feel so strong. There was like a time where I didn't feel that strong, but hitting level 30, my god. The chest piece feels good, and just pretty much everything I can do now. Also, I love this button. Just the, auto crit, and I kill everything in front of me. Feels good. Gonna get even better when I have way more stats. Also, other things up at the top here. Being able to grab Action Hero, because this is really powerful. Overpower and Dusk Surge, all of which are very, very strong. I don't know if I necessarily need Dusk Surge, so I'm not certain I'm going to take it yet, because I have not run out of action boosts yet for doing quests, but maybe on longer quests it would be a bigger deal. For the most from the addition of Legendary Combat Style Masteries. I want to say Eldritch Knights benefit a lot, because now you can combine single weapon fighting and two-handed fighting for very, very powerful orb with Dwarven War Axe or Bastard Sword, but most likely, or most often, would be Dwarven War Axe. For the extra damage. Because of how insane the amount of damage you get is huge. Being able to strike through and also have the increased attack speed with your single weapon fighting, very, very good. Vanguards also benefit heavily because it means you can just take one of the 2 feat lines, which generally is gonna, if you're playing like an actual straight up Vanguard, you would take shield fighting while leveling, and then take the two-handed specialty at level cap. Downside to doing this is it means you don't get your hand and half weapon for the entire time leveling. Upside is it means you get access to perfect shield mastery, which you can only get access to if you have the whole shield line, whereas for whatever reason the two-handed fighting line does not have that same restriction. It is what it is. And you want perfect shield mastery if you're going to be a Vanguard. If you're not a Vanguard like I am, you don't care too much about perfect shield mastery because you don't have the extra W on your shields, so it's not as big of a problem.
You spot the Eladrin's lost keepsake perched atop a nearby chest.
It's just me. Your PvE trade seem to have less quantity than previously. What do you mean less quantity? I have not noticed anything, no. I mean, there will be less people trading. There's probably more people trading at this point in the league. It's been like barely a month, so there's probably still a ton of trade going on. If anything, it's like ramped up into the higher end trades. All right, Immortality Lessons. Love this quest. All right. To get to the last quest, I have to go from the start. You know, we go this way. Back in here. Damn it! Son of a bitch. Okay, whatever. I'm going out the front door and walking there. I wasn't paying attention. I clicked the wrong one. Damn it. Apparently Sanctum has pretty good player retention compared to other leagues. Look at that. Who'd have thought making items actually drop in the video game was a great way to get people to stay. Finding any cold to core jewels was a nightmare? Oh, dude, I'm using cold to the core. Great jewel. Big fan. What's mine? Mine is corrosive elements, cold to the core, disorienting display. It's the one that I bought. I can find one. Is it just cold to the core that you need? I'm pretty sure you can find cold to the core. Cold to the core. There's 550 results on here, so it's quite a few. It depends specifically what you're looking for, but yeah.
You arrive at Hearsom's stronghold after a long, long climb.
Is there like something specific that you needed with that?
The Prince of Satyrs is near the entrance, playing a melody. His servant Hermia flits nearby. Hearsom looks up.
I got disorienting display because it's got. I don't actually need it, but it just puts it on the far end of the jewel with corrosive elements. So mine is here. So this is mine, and it's got cold to the core for the. All the stats, because I've got a lot of intelligence, so that just makes sense. And then corrosive elements, because it makes your cold skills apply exposure, which is really, really nice. So I have that. And then I don't need disorienting display, but having disorienting display on here puts these ones in here, so I can spend the fewer points.
Of the Eladrin courts to the whole. You seem impatient to start your duel. Worry not. It will begin soon, but first, I hope to teach you about what I want to achieve. Once you complete
What, you want to get like 8 passive skills, 2 jewel sockets, cold to the core,
Then disappears.
like a jewel like I have, like with the extra notables. It's on the side. That's why before you buy any jewels, flap them into the builder and see the way they display.
Dust motes drift through the air. While cobwebs
If I had any other passive on there, it would have put disorienting display first and corrosive elements later, which means I would have had to spend more points to get corrosive elements. So always check it in the builder first. So let's you visualize what the jewel's gonna look like.
Once you and your fellows are ready, step
I don't know exactly how that works. I just know that's how that works. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a trick with this quest. Let's just say you're farming out Immortality Lessons, and you're like, man, you know what? I really want the Cold Iron Bracers. It's a set of bracers that basically every single person uses in their endgame build on Hardcore League, and you really want to get one. The problem is, everybody uses it, so farming it out is such a nightmare. Or maybe you want to get the helmet that drops out of here, or any of the other items that drop out of this quest. Did you know there's actually 2 named chests in this quest? I know! It's crazy! So let me show you where to go. So, pop down here. We're gonna pop in here.
You collected a watchword and killed the hungry Fomorian. Now
Trigger the
you are
cold
free
hex.
to leave the
If you use Frostbomb, you probably don't need it. So you could probably just pick something else. I just don't use Frostbomb. The benefit of mine is I take that, Corrosive Elements, plus, what do you call it? Corrosive Elements, and then I have the Mastery. That makes it so the minimum exposure is 18%. So I get 18% exposure all the time. So it's basically just minus 18% cold resist. And because I hit repeatedly, I just have cold exposure running all the time. I actually don't know what my hex does specifically. I have to look that up. I don't know how powerful my hex is. Because I don't know how effective my curse is. Here we go. Through here.
You hear the voice of a kindly old
Frostbite
woman
is
echoing
minus
from the adjoining
27 cold resist.
Little Red, is that you? Come, dear. I've just finished baking another pie.
Seems right. Anyway, you kill this werewolf and you get an extra name chest. So just come down here. No lockpicking necessary, no nothing. It's actually funny because next to this room is a chest that's behind a locked door, and you need lockpicking to get through it. So if you want to get in there, you gotta, you know, bring a rogue and have somebody who just be able to cut their way through the lock. However, here you don't actually have to do that, which is very convenient. And she dies. Treasure. And there's no named item in here. But yeah. But then if you come over here, there's also another door that's locked, and it has just a regular chest. Well, not... Oh, sorry. There's a block chest in there. But not the door. And I always thought that was the one. I spent a lot of time skipping the grandma. I pass a lot of cold resistance. I should look for medium AoE jewel or just stick with large to smalls. I don't know. It depends on what you need. The question about what cluster jewels you should use depends on the mods that are on the jewels that you want. That's pretty much the only thing you should be thinking about. Like any notable passives. And if you want notable passives, you may consider just buying like a Megalomaniac or something. That way you don't have to worry about not getting stats that you need. Because Megalomaniac can have multiple different passives on it from multiple different types of jewels, which is convenient. But yeah, a very good Cold to the Core jewel. If you just want Cold to the Core with two jewel sockets, there you go. If you don't care about the other passives, that's the only one you want. There's tons on this list in that search. Oh, wait, what did I do? Never mind. Hold on. That's a bad search. I will fix it in a second. I hit the wrong thing. I'm an idiot. I don't know how to play the game. That list is useless. Get out your beat hooves. Oh, my damage is actually picking up. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about my damage. It's not amazing, but it's picking up. Feels good. Put that something in the wrong column. There we go. Here's all the good ones.
Then you will be given
There you go. Those are only good jewels. There are 8 sockets. There's as few as possible, so it's really easy to get what you want. Plus, there's extra jewel slots. And you can just use the jewel slots as jewel slots, which is what I do. You don't have to have like these big lines of cluster jewels. It's just a bunch of extra jewel sockets. So you can put like Watcher's Eye in there, or just a good jewel you pick up.
If you dream of finding on a way out of here, you'll need its
Hey. Oh, the dodge and the armor class. Let's go. I gotta say, playing as a pure fighter and having a heavy armor dodge of 13%, thanks to Legendary Dreadnought, which can go up even higher if I get a augment, just 1 armor augment, 1 extra +2 on my pants 2 or my maximum dexterity bonus would be pretty sweet. Get myself up to 15 dodge would be very, very nice. And then I could also pick up 1 more if I wanted out of Stalwart Defensive Mastery, which could be worth it. I could drop +1 to hit and damage for +1 to max dex, which would be effectively +1 dodge, and have a total of 16 dodge on this character. And 16 dodge with a shield, with armor class, which with an endgame shield would approach 155, 160 on a first life character. Honestly, very good defensively. So I would feel very powerful. Plus the physical magical resistance rating, of course, on top of that. Because this character doesn't have set bonuses. You know, get a summer set, a winter set, around 220 PRR. Honestly, pretty good. I'm excited to make like a follow-up, like a follow-through video of this character. To be like, yeah, this is the build and how it went, and you can watch the whole thing, etc. New window on my phone. This is tragic. Great question.
Stone chips off his body. Tourmaline shudders as even more of his stone body chips off. 1 more strong blast should.
Yeah. Also, your budget is a big factor on what you can buy anyway. Like for example, my cluster jewel was a divine, so. And then I exalt slammed it, and I got +2 dexterity on the small passive, which is nice because I need dexterity. I need 126 for my awakened cold penetration. I'm probably gonna need more than that, so I'm trying to figure out how to get more dexterity into my build. It's the main stats. It's really hard to figure out what to do. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta play more, man. You just gotta log in and play the video game. Play the video game.
Now that you have collected both watchwords,
all right, let's go
the door
here. Almost done. I'm almost done with Feywild. That's crazy. This Feywild actually went so fast, way faster than I was expecting. Just being slightly higher level, like instead of doing Ravenloft at 26, I'm doing Feywild at 30, and damn, it's good. That's your computer? Yeah, it is. It is hard to do without the computer. But you can believe. Believe it. Through the screen, just believe.
This door has been sealed with a magic incantation.
Will and wild nature / say wild nature. Here we go. And we're done. Oh, this quest went fast. This whole area went fast. Damn, man. So fast.
Step out onto the roof of Duskfall Overlook. The arena appeared.
Congratulations are in order.
Fearsome says.
You've made it this far. But
You made it this far. That's me.
I have just one time.
We're just running around jumping in circles.
All you see before you is an illusion.
Yeah, Feywild's good. I like Feywild. I really like the quest lines. I love the colors, how everything changes, the different monsters that are used, the details. I think, in my opinion, Feywild is like some of the best content in Dungeons & Dragons Online. I love it, and I will stand by it. It's my favorite expansion. Big fan. Being back in your own bed. Honestly, true. Sleep in your own bed can be quite nice, especially if you've been traveling for a while. Yep. Like, I'm going on vacation soon. I'm going to be traveling. And when I do, or when I finish and I get back home, it'll be nice to sleep in my own bed. Although it's not like where I'm going to have a comfy bed, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I hate Witch Hunt. Every expansion has quests that I hate in them. Witch Hunt is a quest I dislike. Sharn has a lot of them. You've got Best Laid Plans, Smash and Burn, Just Business. All just really annoying quests that aren't really very fun. You've got Ravenloft, which has Ravensbane, which I don't really like. Actually, pretty much all the quests at the end I really don't like. Yesterhill, Ravenloft, Ravensbane, that sort of thing. I'm just not a huge fan of any of those, really. So I could do without them. And then Salt Marsh. Salt Marsh is pretty good. I just really hate the implementation of low-level Salt Marsh. If Salt Marsh it was implemented low-level better, where it wasn't such an absolute goddamn nightmare for new players, it'd be good.
Hear some whistles and applauds as he appears.
Bravo! I hadn't imagined you'd be so ruthless. I wonder how your little lord and that bitter archer feel, knowing how easily you betrayed them.
Alright, I just gotta talk to Hirson. I'm like killing all the animals for some reason.
Listen, there's no
I'm just running around butchering everything. Oh! Oh! What a pull! That's not a bad named item to pull from Feywild. This quest can drop a Sapphire of Greater Heroism. It's one of the named items from here, so that's the named item on the loot table. And that was my item on the loot table. I'll take it.
To be sure.
I don't have to figure out getting use magic device for this. Look at that. Now I just have Greater Heroism. Very cool.
I've simply
Damn, man.
these codex pages to these martial adventures.
+4 to all skills and saving throws. And attack rolls.
After all,
And now I don't need to use these stupid heroism potions anymore.
you when they die. A century or three. should
Beautiful.
do it.
I'm just going to grab all the heart seeds along the way. Heart seeds. Also, my ear's itchy. Why ear itchy? Yeah, that makes me so happy. Come on, live just this once. Oh, that's a good character name. I love it. That's just fantastic. Hey, what's up? I forgot to do a quest. Oh my god, I thought I was done. I'm not done. I forgot to do Quid Pro Quo. Whoops. That was a mistake. Well, it looks like I have one more quest to do, which is convenient because I actually can drop the Dire Bear Belt, which is a huge improvement for this character, and I would be very happy if I got that. It can also drop the Cold Ring, which is useless, the Medium Armor, which I can't use, and the Tower Shield, which I don't want. Although the Tower Shield would be a direct improvement of Epic Shield of the Scorpion, I would lose the Profane Life Force, but I would gain like so many good defensive stats. Also, Tower Shields are not bad for this character, so... except for I would lose Dodge, so maybe I don't want it. No, I probably don't want it. Yeah, I just want the belt. I'm just gonna streamer RNG it and be like, belt, 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 belt. As long as I get the belt, I'll be pretty happy. I mean, I'm already pretty happy. This character's fantastic. I'm having so much fun with it. Would recommend playing Pure Fighter. Shield Fighter. Sword and Shield. Again, it's just a build I've wanted to play for a while. It's really simple, straightforward. And yet, just one I hadn't played for such a long time.
Within the distance of just a few short steps, the temperature plummets and snow covers the ground.
Must climb
Whatever
faster.
caused this sudden change in the climate surely wasn't natural.
I don't have a lot to say here. It's mostly just riding through the Feywilds. Actually, I'm mostly thinking about the fact that I have to use the bathroom, but... Alright, cool. Now we're here. Hit the wash, and then do the last quest, Quid Pro Quo. I'm gonna talk to the guy to get him started before I take off, because that's a good thing to do.
Frost glowers down at you.
Yes. Why have you
There we go. It's gonna take a while for him to finish his conversation with himself anyway, so I'm just gonna grab Arethia Sundons, who I'm not even sure I need at this point. And I'll be right back.
As they bore down at you.
You come asking for favors when you impose on me by your very presence? Not many would dare to overstep so cavalierly. But as I feel numb with tedium, I will allow it. You will perform the 3 tasks I have set for you. Only then will I consider your request.
The Prince of Frost waves his hand, and a trio of portals open nearby.
Go, and be quick about it. Each second you stand here is a second of my patience being siphoned away.
Actually, you know what? Really warm in here. I'm gonna crack the window. All right, let's go. The Quid Pro Quo has 3 parts. First part's over here. This part of the quest, you need to have either heal, spot, or spellcraft.
You've arrived at Rhyme's
I'm a
refrain,
fighter,
one of the
so I don't have
Prince
any
of
of those.
Frost's
So I'm just gonna go
favorite
kill all the
enemies.
griffins.
He demands that you remove the griffins.
I have previously
that
died
simply
to these
pen
griffins,
inside
but I'm
the
not gonna
house.
Hey
insta.
Strim, Brian here.
Hey, what's up?
NASA sends signals to rovers they have on Mars and gets pictures back. My Wi-Fi barely travels the length of the house. Is big Wi-Fi making junk routers so that we need repeaters everywhere?
Yeah, 100% that's what they're doing, yeah. I'm sure they could probably build a better signal. I mean, also, the Wi-Fi in your house is much higher frequency than signals that the NASA is getting back, because the NASA is using, like, long-form radio waves to probably do a lot of the control, which is why it can travel such a long distance without losing too much of its, like, or, like, without too much interference. Because you would lose most of the signal with, like, a Wi-Fi over distance because of the frequency. But it is also a problem.
The amphitheater can now return to regular
Long
use.
wave versus
That
short wave
takes care
frequencies.
of one favor for the Prince of Frost.
I'm really curious as to what the next, like, big crazy tech thing is going to be. Like, really, really curious. So, what I mean by that is the stuff that you don't expect to happen. So, as an example, you've got cell phones were huge. They changed everything. Like, the internet changed everything. And then we've been adjusting the internet, changing everything. And then cell phones and then the smartphone changed everything. We went from a period where most people didn't have a cell phone to some people had a cell phone to a bunch of people have cell phones to some people have smartphones to everybody has a smartphone. You just have a smartphone. I literally don't know anyone that doesn't have one, which is mind-boggling to me. Like, it's just a thing that happened. Like, it was just like, yeah, everyone has a smartphone now. It's what you do. You have a smartphone. I'm not against that necessarily, but it is just interesting, the transition. And so I'm kind of curious as to what the new big, like what the next big majorly disruptive tech is going to be. Usually the brother runs back when you start killing him, but I guess he didn't. He's bored. Want to stay over here? Human memory preservation, I'd say. Possibly, yeah. Human computer brain interface, possibly. Because cell phones, I think smartphones, at least myself, I didn't see the transition to smartphones, and it just sort of happened. Like, it was just all of a sudden, boom, everyone has a smartphone. It was just so fast. It was like nearly instantaneous, is what it felt like in such a short period of time. Yeah, just curious what the next big major thing is going to be. Like, people talk about, you know, electric cars. Yeah, electric cars are kind of cool, but they're just cars that are electric, so it's not really that big of a change. It still sucks to be stuck in traffic. You still have all these stupid problems that you have to deal with. I think anything that relates to more like the human element of stuff, communication, knowledge, efficiency, I will say another big change is also shipping. Shipping changed a lot. Amazon really changed the game with the shipping industry. Another big one.
You find yourself inside the base held by the rebel bandits. The Prince of Frost wants you to
You can basically get almost anything from anywhere in the world within a day.
The bandits
kind of maddening.
about needing to get the patrolling
Okay, so this one, how do you do this?
everyone up.
Basically, I'm going to start to the left and look for the rune by pressing the backspace key, which is the find item key on my keyboard. So I'm going to be looking for the rune here. It's in here. The way that you can tell is it is the opposite side +1. So this rune is here, which means the other rune is going to be not the opposite side, but +1. That makes sense. Hard to describe. Yeah. It's basically the exact opposite side, or opposite side shifted one door. So I can just walk right over here. I don't even need to check these. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to go right in and it's going to be there, no problem. Come in here. Checking that guy. And there it is. Boom. Rune. Right? So there's a way you can determine where the actual runes are going to be. Makes it a lot easier when you're doing this.
The werewolf sentry stops. Sniffs. Then looks directly
Wait, what? Wait. What do you mean the wolf sentry stops and sniffs? Oh my god. Erythia was probably trying to murder the werewolves.
This is the missing wine chalice that the Prince of Frost requested.
The Archfey sort him out?
Now that
True.
you've done these 3 favors
Kill them
for
all
the
and let
Prince
God
of
sort them out.
Frost, perhaps he'll return one.
Well, that kind of worked. And my die charge, I still need a stunning item, which would be nice. And a strength item, which would be nice. And a Sifle stunning item, which would be nice. We'll get that sorted out later. Thank you, Prince of Frost.
So once
Beautiful.
again, even the stakes,
Treasure chest
the
is
Prince
here.
of Frost agrees to lend you his powers in reaching Hirsum's
I got a light pick.
fortress. You can
Again,
now
not what I wanted,
proceed
but
the
I am
final
happy
part
to
of your
receive
plan,
something instead of nothing.
Trading Hirsum's needle for the codex pages.
It's silly to just, be upset about getting something cool. Alright, now that I've completed all of these quests, talk to this guy, Maddox Silverlight. Then I go over here, Epic Fable of Feywild guy. Play my Saga reward. Boom. Halfway there. Almost to 31. Almost. I'm going to grab Overpower for sure, because this is really good. Slashing damage. And I'm going to grab Action Hero. I think for now, I'm not going to go with Dusk Surge. Quests don't last long enough for me to need this. I think I'm actually not going to take Dusk Surge for now. Instead, I'm going to be going into Legendary Shield Mastery for the PRR, as well as the Double Strike when I have 3 points. So I'm going to get all 3 points into this. That's the plan. But yeah, so there we go. 30, almost 31. That's kind of cool. I made a lot of great progress today, which means pretty much next time I stream this character, I'm going to be at the level cap, level 32, and be done with the whole thing.